Hello all, welcome to NetBook and welcome back to Mulesoft tutorial. API is an application program interface which is mainly used in softwares where interacting between multiple applications, it will talk each other and it exchange the data between the multiple systems. So I will talk about some of the examples, like as soon as you open your mobile. I think nowadays people are mostly using the smartphones and everybody using the different applications, right? So as soon as you open any of the application, like maybe you open Facebook and you clicked on as soon as it will open the Facebook also, there will be API call to see the latest feeds, the latest the post, whatever it is coming. So it is going to retrieve the data from the Facebook server to display on your mobile. So that is where the API will be invoked immediately. So imagine you are opening Google map and you are searching for some location. When you search for the location, your request will be going with whatever you are searching. Immediately it is going to retrieve some data. That is where your internally your application using APIs to fetch those data or sending the request and fetching the data. That is how it is now. So now we are going to talk about how exactly these APIs are going to use in our real time, right? So we are going to talk in MuleSoft how exactly this can be developed. So I will take a real-time example of simple application. I won't take very, complex. Imagine you are going to the bank for the opening new account. What will happen? You will be submitting your details like your customer name, or you are the customer for the bank. So as soon as you are going to open an account or anything, so you are going to provide your details. So some people might be, if it is online, if it is digital, it is already enabled the bank. Maybe you are applying the for the bank account, you are submitting your details through the mobile or anything. As soon as you submit and enter, it will be called a API. First of all, it will create a customer, right? So maybe if you go to the bank also, you are filling some form. As soon as you fill the form and submit to them, a bank employee going to submit those details through the some computer, through the bank application which they have access. So when they submit the details, the API will be called internally. It will be created a account, or sorry, it will be created a customer record. Maybe imagine after that uh, you logged into your mobile application, you want to check your details, it will be called a API to fetch the details about customer. So you're going to pass your customer ID, so it is going to fetch a customer details. After a month or anything, you might be updated your email ID, or maybe you want to update your phone number in a banking application. You can update the bank account with your customer details with our new phone number. So we can create customer, get the customer details, update the customer details, and maybe after a years you don't want to continue anymore with those bank account, you can request for deactivating your account. They should remove your customer record also. So that will be delete customer. All these activities we can do using the API. Then how we can do exactly? So all this we are talking about the customer, right? We can define a resource because of you. The customer is the resource now. In a API, we call this as a resource, this defining like this because of the functionality we are building for the customer. So you can do this as a resource. Now, certain activities, create, fetching, updating, deleting. For each of them, we will have in a API different methods. So we need to talk about methods in API. So we have a get method, we have a post method, we have a put method, we have a patch method, we have a delete method, and maybe delete, and then we have a head method. Okay, so like this there are multiple methods are available. So you can see there is a postman over here. From this you can see that get, post, put, patch, delete, copy, head options it is link, unlink. There are many methods, but in mostly in real time, you will be using these 5 methods. When to use what method? So if you want to fetch a details, you can use get method. Now fetching a record like a customer record, then we use a get method. So that time you are going to use this method. Then if you want to create a new record, then we use a post method. So you want to replace or create a record, then we use a put method. Maybe you are replacing your entire details, then you can use a put method. So you want to update a record, then we use a patch method. There is a delete method. If you want to remove or delete, both are same I think so, but yes, we can use same word. We can remove or delete a record, then we can use delete method. Then head is something headers. If you want to retrieve what are the options are available in your API, to check that we can use this, but the most used methods are this. Now compare this, not compare, you can imagine this, how we can implement these APIs, customer API with these methods. So now there is a base path now, localhost, I can say HTTP, forget about it. So imagine now I want to create account, sorry, I want to create a customer. I can use this as my resource, right? I want to fetch a particularly a customer, right? So when I want to particularly fetch a customer details, I need to provide whose details you want. That each and every customer will have their ID, customer ID. That ID we are going to pass it as a URI parameter. Then we are going to fetch a detail. So in a URL, if we have something within a braces, that is called as a URI parameter. This is the dynamic. It might be 1, 2, 3, it might be 4, 5, 6, or it might be the any customer ID. For that particular customer ID, you are going to fetch the details. Now you want to update, okay, the record. Either you can use a put or patch, okay, any one of, sorry, we can use any one of them, either patch or put. Then this particular ID, whatever you are going to pass, for that customer details, you are going to update the details. What details you need to update? That you need to pass it in a body. Okay, so I will talk about it, what is body and all. So then, so we can use put or patch for updating the customer now. Then we have something called deleting a customer. So particularly I want 1, 2, 3 customer needs to be deleted, then I can use delete method with this URL. So that is how we can implement a APIs. So now my URL, how it looks like now when I implement this. So HTTP colon localhost, maybe this is the host name of your production, whatever it is going to be, and some API or anything, or it is not a mandatory slash API, but it is good to have, good standard. So this is for creating a customer, and for getting a customer, you can use slash 111 or something. Maybe this is the dynamic, you can use like ID, customer ID, whatever that is. And that is for getting. So I can say post method it is, and this is get method, and this is going to be the put, I can say here as of now. Then I want to delete a customer, I can use delete as this one. That is how we can define. So now these are the methods which are available in the APIs, and we define a resources like this. And the next important thing is it is called as a URI parameters, this one. So I want to, so whenever you create a customer, you need to pass some details, right? So mainly in an API you will have a URI, that is this complete URL, or URL we can say, and then URI parameters, that is what it is about here within a braces. Within a braces, whatever it is called as a parameters, URI parameters, that will be dynamically we can pass it. I want to fetch a particularly one customer ID, then we will pass it that way. So we have a body. So this body is the actual data. Like now for the customer, I want to create a new record with some details. Like I'm going to pass some name, date of birth, phone number, email ID, address with these data and some ID, some PAN ID, okay, something with these details, uh, um, or maybe Aadhaar number or something. So with these details, I want to create a customer. So you will passing that as a request parameter. So if you imagine the UI, in the UI, whatever the details you are going to fill, those details I can say it will go as a body. Now, other than this, we have something called query parameters. What is query parameter? So uh, a bank employee, he want to see all the customers who belongs to certain location. Okay, maybe I can say I have a worldwide bank, ABC Bank, imagine, where every country people open an account. So different country customers are available in that bank, right? Now I want to fetch only the customers who belongs to country is India. Then how I can fetch it? I need to filtering. I'm filtering. So I can fetch all the customers. I can define in such a way over here. And this is get method. I'm not passing any customer ID because of I want to fetch all the customers. I want to see all the customer list of customers. So it will bring all the customer details. But now I want a customer whose country is belongs to India. So how I can do? I need to filter that. So maybe it might be India. So tomorrow I will request for US regions customers. So how I can pass? I can pass as a query parameter. So how I can pass it that? So this is the URL now over here using the question mark after that. Country is equal to, I can say India. So that means I'm going to filter this. So whenever you want to filter any data, you can pass it through the query parameters based on a certain conditions. Now we want to filter the data. So now my one of the condition is country is India. Those records I want to fetch it, then we can pass it. So this is called a query key and the query value. How I can pass it multiple? So I can say and symbol over here. Not only that, and status is equal to active. That means whoever is my customer is active status, those records I want to fetch it. So you can pass it by and symbol over here. You can pass multiple query parameters. So that is how we can define the query parameter. So the next thing is in an API, it is going to support many formats of data. It might be the XML, it might be the JSON, it might be the PDF data, it might be the text data, it might be the HTML data. Lot of formats it is going to support by your APIs. That's why in nowadays the APIs are famous and everywhere using these APIs. But the most common used data format is JSON for the APIs. It doesn't mean we have to use the JSON, but it is used mostly the JSON. So because of it is a lightweight the JSON. Okay, so that's it about the API. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, subscribe NetBook. See you in the next video. Thank you.